Now, to get a better sense of what's happening in the north of Syria, we can speak now with Marc Pierini, visiting scholar at Carnegie Europe and former EU ambassador to Turkey. Thank you, Pierre, for joining us on France 24. Now, Syria has been in civil war for more than a decade, but intense fighting had somewhat subsided. Why has it flared up again now?
Well, I think this surprise operation by HTS in the province of Aleppo rests primarily on popular discontent because, as you said, the Assad regime has retaken control of the province and the city of Aleppo in 2016, but has not restored the state authority in the city, and more importantly, has not restored normal life for the citizens. So there is a huge discontent. And at the same time, Russia is, of course, otherwise busy in Ukraine, and the Iranian forces, the Pasdarans, have seen their command and control system in Syria degraded by Israel for other reasons linked to the situation in Lebanon. So that was the opportunity for Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. Now, how long this is going to last, we don't know. It all depends, I think, at this point, on the Russian attitude.
So kind of capitalizing on an opportunity. So the surprise attacks then began on Wednesday. That was the day when a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon's Hezbollah took effect. Is there then any significance to the timing of this?
Probably only remotely. I think the hope of the HTS leadership in this operation is to capitalize on popular discontent, on the fact that the Syrian army, the regime army, is very weak and is really sustained and operational only because Russia is there. And also, as I said earlier, the Iranian fighters were a little bit lost at this point. Now, Russia cannot afford to lose Syria for two reasons. One is diplomatic. Whether we like it or not, Syria is the only diplomatic success, so to say, of Russia. It's a success typical of Russian operations outside, that is, they prevail, their client regime, Assad, is prevailing, but they're sitting on a field of rubble. Yet it is a small operation for Syria, so for Russia in Syria, I mean, so they can afford to continue. They have an important air base in Latakia, so they will continue. The second reason is that Russia, or this airbase in particular, is a springboard for Russian operations in Africa, in the Sahel, in Central Africa. Their airplanes, their cargo planes can stop there, their fighter planes can stop there, be refueled, and fly towards Russia. So it has also a strategic importance for Russia.
And could you tell us more about Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the Islamist group that's leading the fighting now, and its influence in northern Syria?
Well, they are influenced in the province of Idlib, immediately west of Aleppo, and now in Aleppo, not so much elsewhere. They've been initially trained and equipped by Turkey. And now the difficulty is, of course, that Turkey is indirectly involved in this operation, not probably that it triggered the operation. It's not looking like it's in interest of Turkey, but they've been historically behind HTS. Turkey's overwhelming objective in Syria is different. It's to keep a large, very deep buffer zone in the north of Syria, at the border of Turkey, to keep the Syrian Kurdish forces away from Turkish territory. They've done that in several places, mostly to the east of Aleppo. They're present also in the Idlib province to the west. They want to keep that. They also want to reconcile with the Assad regime. That has been stated officially by President Erdogan. But of course, the main condition that Bashar al-Assad is putting to normalization, let's say, is that the entire Turkish contingent evacuates the north of Syria, which, of course, is not the objective of Ankara. So we're stuck, essentially. And the likelihood in the coming days is that in order to rescue the Assad regime and help it regain control of the Aleppo province and city, they will do it as they've done everywhere, that is with massive air force strikes, which involves few soldiers, few airmen, but will destroy a bit further the city of Aleppo and will kill a number of people and also damage the historical heritage that is present in Aleppo.
So many regional players are involved in this. Israel also says it struck Hezbollah targets near Syria's border with Lebanon. Is there a risk that the situation in Syria could threaten to reverse the relative calm in Lebanon?
Probably not, in the sense that whenever Israel wanted to strike either Hezbollah or the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, at least their command and control and their ammunition depot in Syria, they've done it. So the link there is not very direct. This is a Syrian operation with immense confusion and probably a very strong assault of the Russian and Syrians combined through the Air Force, which will do a lot of damage, alas.
Well, Marc Pierini from Carnegie Europe, thank you so much for your analysis.